My name is Achim
Bednorz, and I'm a photographer living in Cologne. I began my apprenticeship in 1964, first learning portrait photography and then studied photographic engineering after my military service, gaining the qualification of photographic engineer and master of photography. This was the time when I went freelance and specialized in architectural photography because I liked that best. In 1990, I was in contact with a fine art publisher and took photographs there for my first book. Whilst working for this publisher, I got to know the publisher h.f.ullmann. We then subsequently collaborated on 30 to 35 books. We are currently working on 2 epoch volumes, one dealing with the Gothic era and the second with the Baroque era.
Der eine befasst sich mit der Gotik, der zweite mit dem Barock.
I am currently here in a small castle in the woods in Hoflößnitz, close to Dresden. My task here was to take photographs of the large ballroom. It was not that easy, because there were sharp contrasts of natural light, and the most difficult thing was the reflections on the ceiling paintings, which were caused by the windows on both sides. However, I managed to avoid this by covering the windows with large black sheets. You would have to imagine that perhaps 10 different pictures are taken of this room, which are then all put together in levels. Therefore, if I now, for example, at the point where the reflections were, which is then correct after the window is covered with a black sheet, this section can later be placed in this position. In other words, the photos are combined with each other, of course in such a way that this is not visible at the end.
Die Aufnahmen werden miteinander kombiniert. Natürlich so, dass man das am Ende nicht sieht.
We have already presented Gothic and Baroque volumes 10 years ago. However, this time the photography is much better from a technical perspective and also more refined, and we go into much more detail. We show a lot more of the fittings and the church's wall paintings and also smaller works of art. Previously, this was simply the west facade, east choir and nave. We are no longer satisfied with that, but are trying to enter chapels or cover certain extracts of the ceiling paintings, or also photograph crucifixes which belong in these churches. And this also means that one can see aspects which one would never see as a normal visitor.
Als normaler Besucher niemand sehen würde. Nicht nur die
Not only the quality requirements, but also the number of images is extremely high. And one must then naturally also make sure that even if there are so many images, every photo is perfect. That is my aim. On an everyday basis, I seem to often spend a lot of time on my own and get homesick for my family. But otherwise, it's a job I enjoy very much. Above all, when the finished book is lying on the table, the double-page spreads are open in front of you, and you feel excited about the splendor you have been able to achieve. That is really the best thing of all.
Das ist eigentlich das Allerschönste.